guys, welcome again to this channel. My name is Judy, and as always I'm here with my husband who's behind the camera, and together we are JUMONI'S. So today we were having a very interactive discussion with my husband here, and we were talking about life as a whole, and mostly we were on the mistakes we have made and the conclusions we have had, and we thought of sharing a few with you. So yeah,
we have had both of the two lives. We have had a good life, and we have had a terrible life, probably still experiencing some part of it, but we are grateful for the lessons learned, and we are not giving this discussion as a blueprint to life, but if you can learn from the mistakes that we've made, then I believe you can actually avoid most of the things that we've done wrong.
Okay. So today we want to talk on the life we had and the life we are having right now, as he has said. And the life we had was, at some point, I don't know how to say it, but we had a very good life. I had a business running, he had a few business running on his end, and together we made a very good life until the pandemic hit us. And not just as people say the pandemic, this one hit us right inside of our house, and this guy decided to be sick, and not just sick, catch COVID.
I was in one of the works in my line of work. I was actually infected through a place of work. I was working with the Chinese, and that's why I contacted the virus, but I hadn't known until way much later. So I was admitted, and through that admission, which was about 14 days, I was in a few days in ICU. After that, then when I came out, things had already happened.
So when he became sick, most of the business, the things he used to do concerning his business needed him first hand. Like if he's not there, nothing runs. And he was dealing with he was in a very delicate position. So when he got sick, and he had to be, what was the name that they used to call the people, isolated. He had to be isolated, so he didn't have his phone, and there are things that needed his attention. So when he wasn't there, hiyo biashara haikuendelea. By the time he's coming out of the hospital, wale wadhani wengine wamejitoa na sasa ni kujipanga. But that's beside the point of our discussion. When that happened, we didn't realize that things have actually changed, and we need to change our lifestyle and adjust to many things,
especially with the little savings that we had. Had we really accepted our situation and adjusted, probably we would have made better decisions and probably put ourselves in a better place in life and in our livelihoods.
So we kept pushing and not accepting that there are things that need to change. Unfortunately, the small savings kakadidimia tu pole pole, and then at some point now there was no good income. I didn't mention this, but when he got sick, my business also got affected, because I had to close for some time to take care of him. Even after him coming out of the hospital, he needed that care.
For 14 days.
Not just 14 days. It took you months to get back to...
Yeah, but the one that you had to close was 14 days because of the quarantine.
Yeah. And then juu biashara yangu, it was also still new still new. 14 days was a lot of days, because it was 14 days plus another 14 days, so that is like a month.
A whole month, yes.
Yes, a whole month. So me going back to the business,
It struggled.
The business was struggling. Him, the biashara zimezima, and so he's trying to get new things going, and they're not happening. But we are living a lie. We are showing people how we are
still bowling.
We are there. Everything is okay. No worry. So if someone comes and like buy me lunch, we just buy the lunch. Yet when we go home, hatuna hata unga.
It's one of the things that I have really come to realize, that the first step to healing, or to whatever it is that you are trying to change, is accept your situation. Yes. Yeah. And now, by us being in denial, it hurt us more than it did us any good. To a point where we experienced too much hardships in regards to our lives, our feeding, our friends, our circles, even to a point where we had now to be forced to take other measures that were not acceptable to us, but we didn't have any other options.
So at that point, things became situation worsened, and rent became an issue. And because the landlord had a right, we decided to leave. And by leaving, where are we going? And we don't have money.
Back home.
So we are going back home. Not my home, his home. But we are going home. The fact that we are going home has that picture that I think it affected him more mentally.
Yeah.
He wasn't okay at all. I was the one who was trying, but by me trying, I didn't want to stay there. I was pushing myself to do other things, and I didn't want even to spend time there. So I think tulipoka pale, Mungu naye akafungua njia. Me, whatever I was doing, ikafunguka even bigger, with his support, of course. And him also, he started doing some things, and they started working. And we decided, you know what? Hapana, tuwezi kaa home. Acha tutoke hapa, tuende mahali pengine. At least ndio tupate hata kwa heshima. Little did we know that we were not ready.
We were rushed. We rushed onto decisions that otherwise would have been maintained kidogo. Tufanye vitu kadhaa kwanza. Then we start reestablishing ourselves slowly by slowly. Tulianza na moto mingi, ikamaliza kuni, chakula kuiva.
Yeah, juu tulikuwa tunashindwa kuvumilia, let me say that. Na vitu zenye tulikuwa tunashindwa kuvumilia, now looking back, ni vitu tungevumilia tu. But anyway, we moved. Na when we moved, it wasn't bad. It's something that we could afford. And with time, we started seeing better things than what we had. And guess what? We were like, no, this is what we want. This is where we're supposed to be. This is where our friends knows us for. And this is where our relatives, when they come. So we were living a lie at this point. We were living a lie because we were not living for us. We were like, what if so-and-so comes here and sees this? When they come, they're supposed to see this other side. And they come, they are supposed... We were living a lie.
Yeah, and worst of it is, we're still hosting, we're still struggling, and things are not happening. And the little that I go out and maneuver and get, I'm spending it on trying to prove I'm still in that status, because I was working in a Chinese company, like I mentioned before, and I was earning very well. So people had been accustomed to a certain lifestyle that I was living. Now that created, when things went south, it created that disconnect with those friends that I had. So every time I could get some little money, I wanted to show them, jama bado yuko. And that is what really, really hit us hard. And we went from bad to worse. And mostly because of the decisions that I made personally, because had I reinvested whatever it is that I was earning, because I was still earning some good gigs, or even invested in the businesses that my wife was working on, probably we would have been in a better position to reevaluate and probably revamp our lifestyle and our living conditions. But you see, now I wanted, when my brothers came around, I wanted to show them, bado tunaweza kula choma, we can afford a black label, you know. Not
and
because
friends to add on. And another thing, I think you've mentioned it, but not clearly. There was this time that there was a situation in our home whereby we were not in agreement on anything.
Yeah.
Because with the, I will say, pride that you had, there are things that you couldn't agree to do.
Yes.
Or to accept. You couldn't also accept that this is the situation here and this is how I should handle it. You still wanted to show people that it's okay. Someone will call you and be like, I need to go to this place and I need your support. You are like tomorrow.
Yeah.
And you do it. And then let's say someone was needing like some cash, you give them like 5 Gs, and like 3 days later our rent is due and it is not enough. So I will be questioning you like, why did you give that money and you knew well we didn't have enough for the rent? And hiyo ingeleta hata kukosana kwetu.
Yeah, it brought a lot of friction, even to our relationship. And one thing I'm glad is I'm thankful about is because God blessed me with a woman that is understanding, a woman that knows how to be patient. And because had it been anybody else, she would have left a long time ago. We struggled, and more so, I made her struggle. Because now, even when we went out and when we moved out from our home, or when we had gone back home and we moved out to the next mistake that we made, she still would tell me, let's not rush. But I was like, now things are opening up. And I think here is where I say decisions that you make affect the outcome of what you intend to have, because I really messed up in most of the decisions that I made. I would get a gig and not knowing how far it will go, and I start building castles instead of shacks. And that really killed most of my momentums, because I would get a gig for a month and it goes for a week or two. So the payment and the calculations that I would have made for the plans that I had ahead, I would kickstart them only for them to get stuck at the middle. I even lost some few properties because of that. I would put deposits on them, knowing that this gig will take us through this period of time, and I will have paid up all that property, and then boom,
that took a turn on us.
That killed us.
Oh my goodness.
Because you have paid almost 3/4 and then you're losing it.
All.
You're losing it
without refund.
Wondering, would I have done better? And it is money that probably, if I had it now, I would have put it into a better investment than.
And land do appreciate. So even if they give you that money back, if they were giving the money back, you could not get the same property
at that price. Yes.
So that also was like a setback. And while all these things were happening, remember we are human beings. So kuna time yenye unakuwa tormented to a point like unakuwa depressed. So most of the time unakuwa na hiyo vuta ni kuvute. So when I give an opinion, anaiona ni kama is not the best opinion. When he gives me an opinion, I see like it's not the best opinion. So kila mtu sasa hapa.
We were fighting for control, and it's because it's my money. I mean, I earned it. So why are you kind of acting up? Na mimi ndo nimetafuta hii pesa, and I'm actually doing this for us, not knowing women have a way of knowing things won't work. I don't know how they know,
or they will work,
or they will work. But I was too adamant and strong-headed to think that my way is right, and having been alone for a while and making decisions for myself, I felt like she was intruding on my space in as much as she was with me. So leading me to make decisions that now I actually regret, but still appreciate them as a lesson learned.
So at some point, with this journey, it reached a point where rent became an issue again. Remember, there was the first time, now we are here again. And at this point, the first time, it wasn't that bad because rent wasn't that high. But now mali tuko, the second time, rent iko huko juu.
Na tuski.
Alafu unaenda kuitisha mtu mwenye analipa rent maybe half of what you're paying, unamwambia hujalipa rent kwako, na yeye analipanga half of what you're paying. See, that is a joke.
Yeah, nakuuliza, I mean, why are you living beyond your means? I have enough guys, enough friends, not that I am ungrateful, but I had enough friends who would ask me, I mean, why would you live beyond your means? All this I'm doing because I want to maintain the status quo. And it really messed me to a very, very deep ditch where I haven't even been able to recover.
There was this time when before it became bad, we saw it well that this thing itatulemea. Let us look for something else. Wacha tuhame tu willingly. Wacha tuhame, tutoke hapa, twende mahali at least rent iko affordable. And we had a very good plan.
Yeah.
We had a very good plan on how we are going to earn to afford the rent there. But then again, kukakuwa na that misunderstanding. Can you tell them what happened on that business idea that I gave you that we didn't agree on?
Which one? You have many.
Yeah, there was a business idea that I brought to you, and I told you if we move to this place,
the one we had to relocate to
somewhere else. Let us not mention places, but that location, when we move, we could have, if we move, we were supposed to start a certain business.
Yeah.
But sasa your issue was, why are we doing the same business? And I was arguing, telling you that even if you are doing the same business, you have your own clientele, and I also make my own clientele, so that by the end of the day, when we come home, we have something on the table. And you are like, and what is the fallback plan? And I gave you the fallback plan, and you are like, no. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember. We even went house hunting.
Yes, we went house hunting, and we found a house. We found several houses.
But I think because of the first failure, I kind of got scared, and now being the man in this relationship, I was like, I don't want to fail this woman again. I have failed her the first time, and since whatever it is that we are doing now is working, even if it's not as much, we can struggle together here and make it.
That is not the point I'm talking about, because at that time
we had discussed everything,
but you see, the reason why we were moving is because what you were doing at the moment wasn't working as much as we had hoped for.
Yes.
So we were thinking of maybe we change location.
Yes.
And then we do it bigger.
Yes, we were changing locations because one, we were working with numbers. If we get to this location, it has a big population. And
that business idea wasn't diverse.
Yes.
In that location.
It has not been introduced, and whoever was doing it wasn't even giving a third of the portion of the supply that I was coming in with.
So me, I suggested we go and me, I quit what I'm doing, and both of us venture into this one thing. But now everyone go a different direction. So you have your own clientele, I also do have my own clientele. Then in the evening when we come back together, and you bought that idea until that part, then boom, you asked me, how is it that both of us do the same business? I don't think it's the best idea. And there is where my dream was shattered. And I think we didn't even go ahead and discuss matters moving out of that place.
No, we stuck to our own problems.
Yes.
And it continued biting on us. And eventually it really had a very good chunk of meat out of our behinds, because
we didn't leave that place willingly.
No.
We will just say that
we
it was
we,
not
we,
it was not a willing
we did
buyer,
not
willing seller.
we did not move out at our own accord. We moved out because we had to. Yes. And it was not a very good scene, because also again we had to move back home. And that's when we sat down and really refocused on what exactly are we doing wrong, because you can never get a solution if you don't go back and find out
the source,
where the problem is emanating from. So at the moment, that is what we are working on, and still we are still learning on what best to do and what best not to do. And looking at the lesson learned is, once you are in a relationship or a partnership, each idea matters. Number two, risk is everything. Even a gambler who doesn't risk doesn't win. So you're told, risk what you think you're willing to lose. I was afraid of risking, and probably that opportunity passed, warranting me to go back to the drawing board at a very low position that I was when we were actually formulating that plan. And as we narrate to you this story, we are not really out of it yet, but at least we have the experience and also the lessons learned, and the solutions we have already acquired, knowing that going forward, this is how things are supposed to be done, this is how things will be done, and this is how things should not be.
And for me, to top it up, is that don't live beyond your means, and also don't be afraid of other people's opinion, because I've come to realize that that is what fails a lot of people in life. Other people's opinion, what they think of you, what they say about you, what they say when they see you, that doesn't matter, because these people will only see what you show them. But again, even if they say what they say, it doesn't matter, so long as they are not your providers.
Very true.
And you being afraid of them means one thing. It's like you're worshiping them. For us,
yes,
we are not worshiping people. We are not worshiping idols. We are worshiping God. And that is the only one that dictates where our life goes, how it happens, and when it does. So guys, that's it for today. Let comment, share, and subscribe. See you next time.
See you.